Hey, Nikki Brown here. No matter where you are and what part of the world you're in, I hope that you're having a good day. I just noticed that a lot of young people are angry and they feel entitled, and they think the world owes them something, and that, you know, if they have a certain title or position that makes them better than someone, or things of that nature. But at the same time, it's like they don't want anyone to tell them what to do, because they think, some of them think that's what leadership is all about, right? They think that, they don't want anybody else to tell them what to do, but they want to be able to tell other people what to do. And that's what life is about. Being able to tell somebody what to do. Yet they don't realize that their mentality is what's actually holding them back. And they're standing in their own way. And that they still have a lot to learn. Right? Like my son, he always wants to mention that he's grown, but grown people don't go around saying that they're grown. Right? They just act accordingly. And it makes life challenging for them, because they walk around again with this attitude and this sense of entitlement and this boosted ego. Again, as if the world owes them something, and if things don't go exactly the way they think they should go, it makes them really angry. I don't recall being that way when I was younger. I do recall speaking my mind, though, which I still do. Maybe not in the same way. Right? Because when I was younger, I would really let somebody have it in a minute. Whether I used cuss words or didn't use cuss words. Whereas now, I'm more sit back and analyze people and what they're saying. And in a way, I feel sorry for them, because I understand that they're just causing health problems within their own body, based on the way that they're thinking and behaving. It's really not hurting anyone else. It's only hurting them on the inside, and they don't realize it. It's also making life more challenging and difficult, right? And then these are the people who turn to alcohol or drugs to cope with life, when all they have to do really is make a decision to change and look at it from a different perspective. Life is too short. I've told this story before. One of my best friends died. We were friends for 21 years. He died at 42 years old. And when you lose someone that is a truly, truly good friend that you could talk to about any and everything, who doesn't judge you, who you've never had an argument with in 21 years, it changes you, right? And I've said at the funeral, the pastor said, live each day as if it were your last. And those words resonated with me very differently that day. And we should live each day as if it were our last, right? Most of the time when things upset us and we think it's not going to work out, they usually work out. So the emotion that we express prior to or during, a lot of times isn't necessary. A lot of people say, that they trust, but they don't behave in a manner that is trusting. Right? If you feel that you're supposed to pray or meditate about it and let it go, then you should do just that. Nobody's doing anything to you. We are having experiences. And based on how you respond to those experiences, you have either learned your lesson from that experience or you have not. And if you have not, that experience will repeat itself until you learn the lesson, right? So getting angry at someone is not learning the lesson. Blaming someone else outside of yourself is not part of learning the lesson, right? Sometimes the lesson might be that you need to learn how to work with other people. You need to learn how to ask for help. You may need to learn how to communicate effectively, openly, and honestly. Again, without getting an attitude or feeling like somebody owes you something, or that you know, you know, this, you know, high ranking something and everybody else is peons because they don't do the things the way that you do them, or whatever it is, whatever this mentality is. Again, it's a sense of entitlement. A lot of people feel entitled. Nobody owes you anything, though. Not your parents, not your grandparents, not your teacher, not your boss, not your children, even. You either do something for somebody out of the kindness of your heart or you don't. Right? But nobody owes you anything. If you decide to give money to, say, a homeless person, and that homeless person doesn't say thank you, they don't have to. Did you do it for a thank you, or did you do it out of the kindness of your heart because that's what you wanted to do? That's what you were led to do. Or do you want recognition and validation for everything that you do? And if you do something well, you feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be this, and I'm supposed to be that, and I do this, and I'm better than other people. Is this what you feel like? I'm just asking. Because that's not what life is about. Everyone's good at something. Whether they tap into their gifts and talents or not is another thing. But everybody is good at something. And everybody should bring that something to the table. But not judge and criticize others if they're slacking in one area or another. I just felt the need to say that. It's very unfortunate to see some of these young people behave the way that they do. And again, I don't remember if I was that bad when I was younger. I do know that I would cuss somebody out in a minute. But I know I didn't allow everything to make me angry, though, because that's never been my personality. I've always been well, if there's nothing I can do about it, I'm not going to worry about it type. Let's go, have some fun. And of course, people thought it was crazy. People still think it's crazy because then they think that you don't care or that it doesn't mean anything to you. But again, if there's nothing you can do about a thing, why are you worried about it? Is that what we're supposed to do? Worry and stress about the things we have no control over? No, that's not why we're here. We're not here to get angry at other people, blame other people, and not take accountability and responsibility for our own actions, right? We're not here to point out people's flaws or tell them that they're doing something wrong. Now, you can do that. And it may help someone change and it may not. But planting that seed may make them aware of the behaviors that they're exhibiting. Doesn't mean that they're going to change them, though. Because people have to make a decision on their own to change. And most people don't want to change because they think that there's nothing wrong with them. Especially if someone else in their family did the same thing. And again, I use my son as an example. He's a Gemini on the cusp of Taurus. And he feels entitled. He feels that he's smarter than me. And he feels that he could tell me what to do. And a lot of young people think that way. And their claim to fame is, I'm grown, or I'm good at this, and I know what I'm doing, so you just need to listen to me. And I just tell him to have several seats and change your attitude. Or stay the same, and you'll have to learn those lessons the hard way. And a lot of people, that's what they do. They just learn them the hard way, and that's fine too. Anyway, things will get better if you're in a situation like that. And especially if this person is in a position where they're a lead or a leader in leadership and they have this entitled attitude. Sometimes you just have to look at them. And it's funny that you don't take on match their tone or temperament, because that's them. It has nothing to do with you. If that's how they're choosing to express themselves in this realm of existence, let them. They're only creating karma for themselves. So, as a man reapeth, so shall he sow. Love y'all.